up, guys, and welcome back to That Chick Angel TV and the bald and the beautiful. But we have guests that are definitely not bald. They got all their hair.
I mean, Chance hairline strong and way. I'm not jealous at all. Daddy has the beard.
God's favorite. Go ahead. God's favorite. And we got Donna here too. Donna
out here flourishing.
Donna ain't better than us.
Oh, Chance out here with waves and beard. It's either or, man.
Man, I wouldn't
Either
even bring it
or.
up. I wouldn't
You
even.
ain't gonna say nothing, was you, baby?
I'm just here, man.
I'm gonna let everybody introduce themselves. We'll save the guests for last, all the way at the end.
I'm bald.
I'm beautiful.
I'm still on stage.
Miss Kev on stage.
Marcus ain't on the ground.
And then our lovely guests are.
I am Tabitha Brown.
And I'm Chance Brown.
Tab and Chance, and it's a Friday.
Friday.
It's a Friday with Tab and Chance.
Yeah. So y'all know how these mukbangs get down. We're gonna start off with a topic, and it might go wherever it goes, but hopefully you'll enjoy the ride. So we're gonna do the how it started and how it's going as far as in our marriages, because we have a total of how many? I think 36 years of wedded bliss at this table. So we'll start.
It's gonna be more than that.
No, because Tab is 17.
It's almost close to
17.
Plus
40,
16.
sorry, 46.
That makes sense.
46.
Yeah, okay.
I left out a 10. Look, so
You should have saw me and Kev over here. She said
I was like,
30.
I know I'm bad at math.
Maybe
I
they
thought
newlyweds. I don't
15 and
know.
16.
I left out.
Wait, what did she? How many numbers did she say?
Because I knew two numbers made 30, and then I forgot to put the other two.
I
on
wasn't
there.
gonna get in your business, but I was like, they was shacking.
They ain't been married.
You know what's funny? When we were in college, one of my first classes, this lady said cohabitate. I said, we done called that shocking. Y'all trying to take the sin out of it by calling it cohabitate.
My daddy said me and Chance was shacking for 5 years.
5
We was
years.
shacking. We was shacking.
Hey,
Shaq was happening.
Yeah.
That's the word. They love throwing it at you. We got food from what restaurant, Tab?
Ben Lloyd.
Vin Lloyd.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
It's all vegan, even though this look like chicken. Are we sure this is vegan?
It's vegan chicken.
Okay. They just-
Chicken.
Okay. So we are going to dig in, and y'all can kick it off for like how you all started off.
What?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this soon.
Well, how we started was I mean, when we got married, how we started.
Yeah.
So when we got married, it started off, we was in Greensboro, North Carolina, when we got married, out at Bryan Park in Brown Summit, North Carolina, outside of Greensboro. Had a good old 300 people wedding.
300 people.
300
That's a large
Was
wedding.
that like mostly family or was it friends?
It was family and friends, but I do have a big family. You know, we didn't even, should we say this? You think they're gonna come get us? We never even paid the bill on
It's too late.
Oh, they on the way now.
Like Tab got it now. Well, we can pay us.
What happened was the park.
Hold up, man.
Oh,
Hold up. Don't tell them too
we,
much.
we paid some, we paid on it, but then they told me I ain't owe nothing. The
Oh, that's
Lord
God's
blessed
favor.
us.
That's
Yeah,
favor.
that's a-
Yeah, the
yeah,
Lord
that's a
had blessed
blessing.
us. Yeah, but we were there. We were in Greensboro. We had the two girls. Choice was our flower girl. Okay, in the end, so we had already been had a baby, and
She's gorgeous, by the way.
thank you.
Both of y'all doing it. They are both gorgeous.
Oh, he got the curve. And we had a nice little house on Yanceyville Street out in Greensboro, kind of like in the cut. But I was working at UPS when we got married.
As a driver?
Oh no, it was a call center.
Oh, okay.
So at a call center,
I think I had
So
just
they
got,
got to hear
I
your
think you
pretty
had just
voice.
got fired.
I think I had just got fired.
Oh,
You just got fired. You was at Open Homes, weren't you?
Yeah.
At the trailer park customer service. I was on call center customer service for UPS. I was a supervisor, and I had just started really dreaming again. I had just started back doing theater. I had started back. I was working on a TV show locally. I would do radio in Greensboro on the Buster Brown show. So that's kind of like where we started. Chance was doing music.
What?
Oh, you
Yeah.
do music?
He had a studio in the house.
Are you a singer?
Yeah,
Jen?
singer.
Yeah, I can hold a
musical.
note.
He-
I can
he a
hold
singer.
a note. I can hold a note. I ain't
Call
a
it
singer.
out.
That's what black people say when they don't want to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
out.
right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do it.
No,
Right.
That's because
Everybody
black people
else.
have tiers to singing. There's levels to
Yeah,
it.
he can
There you
do
go.
it.
Yeah, there is.
This is
And
the
at
fun.
23, I didn't realize that.
I need to
You
Did
know,
you
at
fuck?
41, I realized I'm a house
Where's
singer.
the-
I know.
Let's see, what else we
You
got?
surround sound in the choir.
Yeah, I'm a house singer.
No,
house singer.
that's what you
Yeah.
say because you don't
think-
want people to be known.
I
was
think
about to
Tab
say
left out a very important part of that beginning story,
Okay, which is?
the shacking.
Oh.
Let's
Oh.
say how it started when we got married.
Well, it
Oh.
still plays a significant role.
Mm-hmm.
The
Well, yeah.
shacking, we shacked.
We've been together for 5 years before we got married.
Yep, for about
So you got
5
22 if you count the shacking.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep.
Mhm.
And all of that plays a role into a successful marriage. Is why I say you can't leave it out.
Okay, it's part of your story.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're
that-
telling people
yeah.
that, right?
That's
So
what
tell
it
us
is.
what you guys learned from sin.
That you cannot have life without it existing.
That's right.
Mm.
And that
This
this
is
is
how
how
I
I
was
good,
good.
Tab.
That was
You
good.
can't have life without it existing. And it does not mean that God will not honor your marriage.
Mhm.
That's
You
so
know,
true.
so many people would say that you won't be honored, God's not gonna honor you. Yes, He will.
Yes, He will.
I do believe that God knows all of our ins and outs, the decisions we're gonna make before we make them, and He's still gonna bless us, despite whatever someone may, think or have been programmed to believe.
Mm-hmm.
That's my 2 cents.
I love it.
I love the Lord.
Did y'all get pressure to be married, or y'all decided like we ready?
I'm gonna let Chance let you. I had threw the towel in.
The pressure was before. Well, yeah, we were being pressured, but that's not why I actually
Family
married.
meddling and everything.
Yeah, it wasn't doing nothing but pushing me away. It was pushing me away. I didn't really know what marriage was. That's why I said I wanted to acknowledge the shacking years. I didn't really I don't come from a family that really gets married. I almost said value, but I don't want to disrespect anybody in my family by saying that. But I didn't really understand it or appreciate what marriage was. I was one of those guys, oh man, it ain't nothing but a piece of paper. Right? That was me. And for 4 or 5 years, her family, her dad, they were kind of pressuring us, talking about, I didn't even really know what shacking was, to be honest with you. I'm like, man, what is that?
Right. We just living together.
Man, what they talking about? We paying the bills up in here.
Right.
Right.
So it was in those years that I kind of figured out what both of those meant, shacking and marriage. And for a few years, Tab would be falling victim to the pressures and be on me, and at about that 5-year mark, we went to a wedding. And I was like, most guys like, man, I don't know, I'm gonna have to hear this. It's been simmered down.
It's about the 4-year
Man, yeah. It was about the 4-year mark, and it, I'm like, man, I done finally got them to just simmer down on this.
I finally got them right where I want them.
And now we about to go
because
to
I
this
didn't
wedding.
care anymore.
We gonna-
I was just like, we ain't gotta get married. I'm fine. We're gonna be together.
Mhm.
I'm cool with that.
So we go to this wedding, and it was a beautiful wedding. I was moved by it. God was up there talking about it, and I heard him say something about a kingdom and how, what it should be for a man. And I was like, man, that's okay. Nobody ever told me like that. That's what I want, right? So when we left, we in the car, and she ain't talking about it. She talking about everything else. And I'm like, okay. In a minute now, she gonna be like, what's up? And I'm gonna be like,
I was like, that food
Two-
was good. One that was nice.
Hey, look.
That was so nice the way they had
A
that.
day go by,
Nothing.
2 days go by, 3 days, and then finally I get in my feelings. I'm like, hold
Now
on,
he
she
mad
don't
at me and I don't even know why.
think, she don't think I'm worthy of being married.
Oh, have the roles
I'm a-
have reversed.
I'm a king.
Oh, you don't want
I'm
to
a
marry
king.
me no more?
You
I
don't
was
wanna
like,
marry me?
what is this?
So I went to her and was like, hey, what's up? You ain't saying nothing about it.
Uh-huh.
And she was like, her response, first she was shocked that I was even bringing it up, but her response to my energy, which was, she was like, look, you know what I come to terms with is that I'm okay. I see you as a king. I see you as, exactly how that man defined what a king is and what a leader of a household is. But I'm okay with just being with you. I'm okay with just being with you. And what they said to me was she was going against everything that she was brought up to believe. She was going against that little girl princess, the dream of being married. And even with all my setbacks, me having a kid at 17, being broke, getting fired all the time, she still viewed me as a king, and still viewed me in the same way that person that was up there, you know, talking did. And immediately I wanted to get married.
Right.
Oh.
I was like, oh, okay, now I understand. And that's what it was for me. So I say that's very important. It's like you can't leave that part.
Reverse psychology.
You can't. You think she tried to get? You think it was a trick?
I don't think it was a trick at all.
So where you went?
They don't tell you though.
Because he's winning.
But yeah, I was like,
I was
hey,
fine, really.
at that moment, I think it was enough for me to get past. It's just a piece of paper thing.
I think because it's no longer pressure. You always fight against pressure. And the moment the pressure's released, it's easier to rise to the occasion. You know what I mean? Like you don't have that pressure there anymore. And so now it's like a choice that you're making and not something that you're being forced and pushed into.
Right. Were you shocked when he turned the corner on that?
Well, you know, I had been wearing a ring for 4 years, right? He had given me a ring.
Like a promise ring?
No, an engagement ring.
Oh, an engagement.
And for like the first 2 years, I kept saying, well, when we gonna get married? You gave me the ring, when we gonna get married? When we gonna get married? And then I got to a point where I was just like, I started believing what he said. It ain't nothing but a piece of paper. It's like, we together, that's all that matters. I'm like, I ain't going nowhere, you ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna wear the ring, but it's okay, whatever.
Yeah.
So it did catch me off guard because I was like, I thought you said you don't want to get married. And now I'm like, it's just a piece of paper. Like, no, it ain't a piece of paper. I was like, that's what you told me.
I done bought it for you for something philosophy.
Right. But I was excited when he was like, no, let's do this. I was like, well, no. I'm gonna roll with you whichever way you want to go. You want to get married? Let's get married. You don't want to get married but stay together? I'm still gonna be with you. But I was excited because I'm a daddy's girl. And I was like, my daddy gonna be happy, right? My mama gonna be happy. Like they're gonna be happy. And what woman doesn't want a wedding? I wanted a wedding, you know. So I was excited after that, and I was
curious.
shocked, but I was happy.
When y'all got married, did anything switch? From like not being legally married to legally married, did y'all see each other differently, or did it just continue on the way it was going?
I liked the sound of hearing him say my wife. It made me feel a little different, to be honest. And I really enjoyed seeing my husband. I still enjoy that today. I'm like, this is my husband right here.
Right.
Yeah, you introduced him as my husband, Chan. You don't say this is Chan.
Yeah, I just think that, not that it's a title, although it is, it just makes me feel like something that we earn together, right? And there's a responsibility that comes along with it. And I was chosen to be responsible with this person. And so, but the roles didn't really change. It just felt like now I really got to always make sure, not that I wouldn't before, I gotta always make sure he good. You know what I'm saying?
The investment changes.
Yeah.
I told someone one time, sorry, go ahead.
No, go.
We were at one of my jobs and we were talking about, she was with a guy for a long time and they broke up. He did something to me, it seemed trivial. And I was explaining to her that there's a certain conviction that comes with the role of being a wife, the role of being a husband. There's just a certain conviction that comes with that you just will never get or understand if you've always just been a girlfriend.
Right.
And I mean that with like no disrespect at all for those people that are like, but I really don't mean that disrespectfully at all. But there is just a certain level of conviction that comes with that you're just not able to capture as a boyfriend or as a girlfriend. And I think that's one of the things, even if you don't feel different, you're gonna try a little bit harder. You know what I mean? We were talking one I think it was the Married at First Sight or something, and Marcus said literally the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again. And I was saying that sometimes that's what you do in marriage.
Right.
It's the same thing over and over.
A different result.
But you love this person, you want it to work, so you're gonna keep coming back back to the table. You're going to keep trying over and over again because, again, that conviction is there. That, you know, if you're just dating, especially in the beginning stage, you're like, I don't need this.
Right.
I'm out.
And that's what I was about to say. I had a real bad habit. Every argument, well, we ain't gotta be together. I leave.
Yeah. You did that too?
He was like, listen.
Every argument, if the argument got too heated, I'd be like, well, why you here?
Right.
We ain't got to be together.
Right.
That's it's hard to win an argument with a person that I'll leave. Like,
Can you, hey, anything.
Right.
Like I just said I didn't like the fries.
But I mean, it would be those bad arguments, but that would be my go-to, my final straw, and I knew that would be the punch, right? But when you get married, ain't no, well, I'm gonna leave.
Oh,
right?
yeah, that's a
We're
good
gonna have to
point.
figure this thing on out. Go in there and be mad. I'm gonna just go in here and be
Listen.
mad.
We're going to be mad together, though.
And the house gonna feel terrible for a couple of days. The
Listen,
tension is-
Tam.
It's gonna
Honey,
be
we can bring the knife and cut the tension in the air. Okay?
Hey, nothing like
it will go away.
It will go away.
beefing with each other. Y'all got to cross each other in the hallway. Getting grits and blood. Hey, where you from? Come over here, man.
You can feel the gravitation repellent. This is like,
Feel like madness.
don't you come any closer.
Right.
Hey, you know what though? In the that made me think of something. In the beginning, I was good at being mad.
Yeah.
I could hold out, like I could hold out.
Ooh, he used to
I
make
ain't
me
gonna talk
so
to you.
mad. Ooh.
Hey, these days, you
I
talk
can't- I
about
ain't
the
got the
difference.
strength now.
Like,
Then and now?
man, I can't be mad for 2 hours.
Really?
Like real talk, I want to make up. Like,
Me too.
I'm real soft.
I have
real
this
soft,
this
man.
thing where I feel like, you know, God gave me a second chance at life, right? And from that new part of me, the new journey that I've been on, I just can't waste my time on that energy. And so
true.
yeah, we still have disagreements and arguments and things don't feel well. But afterwards, I honestly, I can't even really raise my voice the way I used to. Because I used to cut the food in the bag. We both did though, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but
We-
everybody see Miss Tabitha, they be like, oh,
because the
you be
Lord
killing
changed me.
me,
We
boy.
thank God for change.
Now be watching the videos like, hey there, he be like, oh, here shit go. But little do they know, Greensboro town wasn't going no hey there.
And they be like Uncle Chance, they ain't never seen.
They ain't never
seen.
They ain't never seen the Lucifer. They never had saw that. But it's something about just saying we ain't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't have time. When your time has been what's the word I'm looking for? When your time has almost been limited, right? When you have seen it come real close and it's like this can be taken away from you.
Yeah.
What do you want to spend your time on?
You got different appreciation.
I appreciate it more. So even if we get upset with each other about an hour or so, whether I'm in the wrong or he in the wrong, I go up to him and be like, I don't want to be mad with you.
Hey, look.
And
Hey.
I say, go ahead and apologize to me so we
Hey.
can get it over.
That's exactly how she does.
Bruce ain't never said that, but she has said that.
Yeah.
Right there, you
Yeah.
just word,
Yeah.
but you have said that.
Don't
Like-
say
So
that.
we can make nice.
Yeah,
like,
you know
man.
you was wrong, even if you won't. But go on ahead.
Go
ahead. Go on and get it over
Bruh.
with.
I've been on the other side of that. And you just be like, all right.
Hey Siri, write this down.
You just there.
Yes, but yeah.
Hey, I really don't know how to be mad anymore, man. Like I'm telling you, I'd be like,
That is
hey,
a whole
and it'll be a legitimate
entire
thing.
blessing.
Yeah.
It'll be something. It'll be
You know
something
what I
that.
mean,
Yeah.
I know how to be mad.
He know
I know how to be
real
mad.
good, but I can't get it to last.
Yeah,
Yeah, I used to
Yeah.
go. Thing is, when she's not talking to me, like that hurts me more than anything.
Yeah.
You know what messes up too? Some exciting habit, you forget you supposed to be mad.
Yeah. Hey, that right there.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's
The
right.
brand
Yeah.
deal thing, man.
Yeah.
Go out here in the
That
That's what I
garage,
offer.
look at my car
It
and
happened
cuss out.
yesterday.
Oh,
Hey.
raggedy
That's
ass. On my damn nerve.
Yeah, get mad, just mad, but you come back in.
What? Huh?
Yeah, you get mad.
You ain't ready to say nothing?
Like I
You
need
need
to
something?
tell
You
you.
trying to make us
I
need
need
something?
Yeah.
Finna order these wings. You want some? Right. You know, when you be old and married,
Yeah.
you be legitimately mad, but you still want to make sure they eat.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Hey,
Look,
you want
what
some?
you did one day yesterday?
Y'all be mad. You
Just
say not
yesterday.
have no food come to the door, and something they like. So, what you want to eat?
Right.
Right, what y'all eat? I'm telling you. So yesterday, we was talking about earlier how he the set life is just not Chance's life, and so he was mad all day, like I hadn't did it, but he wasn't really mad at me. He was just mad.
Yeah.
But I took it personal too. Like, hey, it's all right. It's just tell, right? But all day he was in his funk.
Puffing.
Right. So I had left and went and ran errands, but I knew it was nighttime. But I had worked all day, so I was like, I ain't gonna cook tonight. But I knew I had to think about what they gonna eat. Right.
Yep.
So as soon as I came home, he was in the kitchen cooking. I said, oh God. I said, this is the icebreaker. I said, what you cooking, babe? He was like, the potatoes was frozen solid.
Oh, bless him.
In the skillet.
Bless him.
I said,
This in there cracking and sizzling.
Hey, water going everywhere.
it was like a whole block of ice and some potatoes on the side of the ice. I said, what you want to cook? He said, I'm making breakfast food. I said, he said, it ain't right. I said, well, baby, just put your top on it. Let it sit. You should have defrosted that before you put it in there. So when he went and sat down, because you gotta wait on this now, you know how to put it in there. I don't want to come in and take over. As soon as he went and sat down, I said, Lord, let me break this ice. Let me just help my husband out because he still gotta eat. Just because he was mad more than me, I still got to feed him, man.
Chance was looking, his eyes was crossed over. You see a potato and ice in it. I know this ain't right. Listen, sometimes you be mad, you don't know how to get out of it. You can't sit up there like,
Not even president.
Right.
Right.
My daughter walked by and looked at it. She looked at me. She's like,
You don't intercede now. It's gonna
I'm
get
gonna need y'all to get back on one accord because we hungry over here.
Hey, my son was rolling with me though. My son was rolling with me.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad, when's it gonna be ready?
yeah. But he
We
got
gonna
potatoes.
get
But he
these
was
fried
timing
iced
you.
potatoes.
Yeah, he was timing you.
Sound like you
Yeah.
need some tools for that.
Yeah.
Hey, when we eating, yeah?
I was like, what you hungry? He was like, Dad's making us breakfast food. I said, all right, okay. Very good.
So, well, Kevin, Melissa, how's it? We already know how it started. How's it going for y'all?
You know what? Go ahead, baby. I'm gonna tell you. Over the last, I say probably 3 months of the Big Leap book, it has been trying to accept what you are working for is happening. And that is hard. Like, easy to dream for something when you ain't got it. It seems like worlds away.
Yeah.
When you have it and it be there, you be like, do I deserve this? Is it going to be taken away from me? Is something going to happen? Coronavirus? Should we get this house? Oh man, because what people going to, you know what I mean? It's like, I done spent 20 years dreaming about this, and then you hear and you be like, I don't know, like,
Do I deserve it?
that other stuff felt way more comfortable. I knew that life. You know, we be looking at like, you know, I don't want to get too specifics, but the bank account, the bills, the stuff that used to be like, I'm talking about something came in, it had a name on it. Before you even get that money in the bank good, that got to pay for 6 things.
Right.
You know what I mean? We just getting to the point. I remember when we were super young married. Remember my boy had did something, and his mom bought him a plane ticket to Oklahoma that night. And I said, man, you just had enough money to buy a plane ticket for the day of?
Yeah.
I ain't never bought a plane ticket without 6 months. I gotta start way back.
Hey, looking on all of the websites,
All
going
of the
back and
websites.
forth.
Right.
Yes.
Ask people
Price
about buddy
line.
And they bought that plane ticket tonight. You didn't even check the price.
You are stable in your life.
Man, I used to be like, man, I wish we could get there one day.
Yeah.
But then you gotta, your mindset be way back there, even if you be on there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It takes some adjusting to be like, you know, again, I use the example like, you be in the NBA, right? You say you were a great player. You've been watching LeBron play since you were a kid. And now you in the league with him, you gotta either guard him or get dunked on. Like, that's kind of what I feel like in this life. You gotta like either get it through your head or you gonna miss your moment.
Yeah.
But it is not easy to like
Get
get
past it like knowing you're there.
Yes.
You're on the court with him.
Yeah.
You on the court, man. Like, you be taking 1 second to be like, this is crazy.
Right.
But then you better, you gotta go for 30 right now,
Yeah.
because he going for 40.
That's
Hey, Karen,
He
talk
just-
about
he
something.
Chance, the Lord be dealing with Chance and deep down in his heart.
Hey,
Yeah.
you about to start church up in here.
Man.
I thought we was gonna have a friendly.
He's trying to move in his shirt.
Wait,
I had to push my whiskey away. Like,
Look.
That's the whiskey, that's the Holy Ghost.
I got high
Hey, look.
because I've been in some rooms with people I admire, like, but I'm in there for what I know.
Yeah.
Come on, you can't just sit in there googly eyed like,
Right.
oh, I'm with you. Like Angel was saying the other day, she in a movie role. Like, I can admire you, but also they hired me to act.
Yeah.
So I got to do my job. I can't be up here enamored with you. Like, I got to do what I came to do.
What?
And that's what I be feeling like.
It is. No, yesterday I was sitting on set and I did take a moment because sometimes I don't do that because I be so worried to be like, this is what you've dreamed of. You have dreamed of this. And then I was like, girl, don't you be out here looking stupid. Get your life together. Because sometimes you be sitting there thinking, oh, thank you so much for the opportunity. Well, no, you hired me because this is what I didn't work for. This is the moment. But it is hard sometimes to just accept that, this is the moment you work
earned
for.
that moment.
You have earned this moment. It's not by like happenstance. You actually work towards it. And it can be difficult. Sometimes I feel like it's more so I miss the moment because I'm worried about the moment getting messed up. You know what I'm saying? Or me messing up the moment. And just instead of being like, but you here though.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you here. All you can do is do your best. At the moment get messed up, then that's what was supposed to happen.
Exactly.
But sometimes I do. I be stealing my own joy. And I be like, I could have celebrated that.
Right, that
I
big
could've-
leap.
Yeah.
You finished it?
No, because it won't load on this phone. And that is what
You
happened.
need to get the paper back.
Oh, I wanna see.
You gotta read this
My
book
problem-
called The Big Leap.
my
I done
problem-
told all my friends about it.
Oh, we're gonna have to read it.
My
baby.
problem is I got
I'm-
the paperback.
I'm-
I never have time to sit down and read it, so I'm gonna have to get.
Get on Audio Boom or Audio
Yes,
Boom.
yeah.
Audible.
Audio.
I'll be in the truck and I'm just like, I could
Big
listen
leap,
to that
huh?
book.
Yeah.
Big leap.
Like Gay Hendrix.
I don't know if Gay is the voice of
He
the
is.
Big Leap, but
Oh, is he? Oh, okay. Gay
I love you,
Hendrix?
Gay
Yeah,
Hendrix. It's terrible.
Oh, his
Oh, the
voice.
voice.
Oh, the voice. Oh, is it like?
It can't be no worse than
50 Cent
listening to
was
my own
doing
voice.
his-
This coming through my
50
mouth.
Cent
I
did
hate
You
it.
read?
I like 50's voice on the book.
It's very monotone. It's very
Oh, Clear Eye commercial.
Yeah,
Sound.
it was not my favorite.
You have
And
red
it's
dry,
twofold.
yeah.
Number one, yeah, his voice is not very intriguing. And then number two, which is interesting because usually the author read books are like the best, to be
That's
honest.
it.
That's it.
That's it.
And the second thing is the book
big
is
leap.
so dense with information that you low-key would want to be able to like,
Go back.
hold on.
I have to go
Say
back
it again.
several times.
Yeah,
Like, now,
yeah.
wait, hold
Very
on.
good.
What am I doing wrong?
Yeah. And then stuff hit you right between the eyes. You be like, turn off.
I threw my phone up.
Go several times.
Yeah.
I feel attacked. Turn this off.
Right. Why you talking
It's
about
gonna
me
hit
directly?
Yeah.
It's go. Oh
I
my
can't read it
god.
right now, but you read it and let me know.
You know,
He said what you can do is just
Cause I'm
Yeah.
writing, so I don't. When I'm writing a book, I can't read because I don't want to be influenced.
Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah,
get
yeah.
that.
always be.
When I'm working on a
right.
new hour, I can't watch nobody stand up.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want your voice in my head. I don't want nothing.
Uh-huh.
Just leave me alone so I get my hour together.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
it's interesting to hear both of you say that about being in your moment. I push her because this is what she's living in right now.
Mhm.
This is what she has been trying to do for the last 22 years, and I've been kind of just.
Come
It
on,
ain't my
String.
thing.
Come on, String.
And I'm like, hey, are you coming up for air? Do you realize? Because she'll be so in tune that I don't think she's enjoying the moment. And when you just said that, I'm right there. I'm always like, hey, you know who you in here with?
Right.
It hit me, you know, you on go.
Yeah,
I'm
and-
working, and
Yeah.
so it'll hit me in my quiet time. Sometimes I'll be like, oh my God, did that just happen?
Right.
It's interesting just to hear you guys say it. I can push her, but in the same, when I'm listening to you talking about messing it up or feeling, that's me. I'm like, and she's telling me, no, we here. And I'm like, nah, we're gonna hold that
That's
bread.
constantly
No,
him.
we're gonna, you go have fun and I'm gonna
Right, right.
give me all the chips.
Mhm.
And nobody get to
Come
see
on,
we ain't
String.
spending no
So
money.
that's, yeah, that's us three.
We ain't spending no bread.
Cause
This
y'all,
is we
y'all
want.
not the dream.
Right.
Yeah, but
We see
We
the
need an
millions
emoji.
coming. We don't
We
really
need an
have to
emoji
hold
for the
on to
stream.
that.
No,
know what's
no,
coming.
I'm more so like, because I remember the 22 years. I remember those moments like you just described, and it's like we here, and I can tell her, hey, we in the room with such and such. Hey, we getting ready to go get on stage.
Yeah.
Oh, they want to talk to us. I can tell her, hey, this is cool, huh? But when she say, hey, I mean, I'm tight, you know. Hey, hey, babe, you've been looking at this watch for 10 years. I'm like, yeah, but You buy the watch. I'm like, nah, I save up for it. I'm
Cause in his
still,
mind, like, man,
I'm
what do we
still
need
in
money
that
for?
mind frame.
Whatever the
Melissa,
case.
I gave Melissa.
Nice to meet you.
I know Melissa, man.
Right,
But the thing is, like, I used to be kind of hard on Melissa in my mind, but I've been trying to
Say
get.
there. Let's say more.
I'd be hard because I'd be like, I want you to be like me, right? But the same way she been thinking like that for 20 years, I've been thinking like this for 20 years. So her way of thinking saved us so many times.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't for her, we would have been like, because I tell you that mindset on them deals, when the other side don't agree with you, I'll be like, oh, well.
Yeah.
Like the one time I told y'all, I feel like I wanted double what we was getting paid. And they canceled the contract. If it were for me, we would have been in another apartment. They came home, I said, live. She had told me, she was like, let's just live our life. What if they say no? She talking about just staying at where we was at.
Yeah.
I was like, they said no more than that. They said no nothing.
Zero.
Right? Zero.
Oh, wow.
So the way you think, it be stuck in your mind because you think somebody coming to get it.
Yeah.
You know, then the pandemic happened to be like,
Man.
told you.
Right.
See, that's something you would have never expected.
Yeah.
But
You know,
let me tell you about, go ahead.
I was gonna say, but on the other side of that is when we say this is going to happen,
Yeah.
and it does.
Oh yeah.
Right? We can't neglect those moments.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
So which allows you the opportunity to say, okay, I can breathe and live a little.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Without staying in that place of like, no, we gotta hold on to it. Because let me tell you something, when we have our last day here, we can't take it with us.
Right.
Mhm.
Right? So I wanna enjoy life
I
while
got
we're
the
here.
Maserati for that reason only.
What a
I
tip.
said, man, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm finna drive nice and teal.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Nice
That's
and
right.
teal,
that
Maserati king.
Right.
We had
Oh,
stayed in this really nice house, and Melissa, we was toying with getting it. We was like, man, I don't know. This was a humongous jump. And I told her, I said, look, even if we can't stay here forever, we'll always be able to say,
Did you talk to this man?
He said, why are you telling him my business?
They're the same.
I-
They are the listen.
I said, listen, we can't stay here forever. We'll
Y'all
be
are
able to
the
say
same.
we stayed here for that time.
You gonna say,
though.
man, want this some good times?
We even too ready to shut down. But remember
She
when?
just told me
I
this maybe
just-
5-6
really?
days ago,
Yeah.
almost verbatim.
I
Oh,
said,
wow.
listen, you want the car? You gonna get the car. You want the house? We're gonna get the house. We're gonna live this one life. We're gonna
Yeah.
live it. And I believe that God said we can have it.
Mhm.
And if he decided later to take it away from us, then it was our time.
But we got the memories.
Right, we got the memories.
She literally said, well, listen, the way I calculated is it's gonna be at least 4 or 5 years before we have to
I said a lot of stuff gonna have to go wrong for a couple years.
Right.
We good for 4 or 5 years. And if we go broke, we'll be able to say we lived like the rich
Bruh.
and famous for 4
Yeah.
or 5 years.
We was out there though. But that year,
Hey, and I did like this. I said, okay, 4 or 5 years.
That sound good. That sound real good.
y'all gonna have to come take the Maserati from me. Y'all gonna have to ride out my car and head.
Listen, yes, absolutely. Go ahead.
No, I was about to say, even like with the pandemic, it was like, oh, what's going to happen? But I feel like so many things have happened because of the pandemic that have not been the,
Yeah.
oh God, I can't
Mhm.
breathe. That like, even, we don't even know with like things like that happening, if it's going to affect us the way everybody say it's going to affect us.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
We'll be sitting there thinking, but yeah, if that happens, we ain't going to have no money. And then all of a sudden you're making more money you would than before the pandemic
Yeah.
happened. So it's hard to like, it is hard to not want to be in that space of like, let me just in case a rainy day happened. But you might have needed some water. It might not be that it's a bad thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm just spending.
That was
you know,
good.
That
And
was
you
good.
may have needed the water.
No, you know you right. Oh my God, what?
That's good. No, because I'm like the one like, you know what? We need to go ahead and get this. And Angel's like, no, we need to hold. I'm like, no, you work hard, I work hard. I'm getting this.
He's definitely that one. I'm always like, no, we can wait. We can just, He was like, nah, you can stand over there and wait. I can't get this. You gonna watch me get it. So yeah, no, it's hard. So where do you feel like from where we started to where we are now?
I was trying to keep y'all going, but y'all know I was eating.
That's right. He's talking on the bump. He's like, yes, eating it.
Hey, what?
I can't over here making a mess.
Everything
Hey,
was
you
fine.
want
bro.
another cup to dip? Anyway, so when we started, like, especially earlier on in the marriage, this is after we married, or dating? What we started at?
I don't know. You tell
Well,
me.
we started off in the marriage. It was like it was kind of like a 9 to 5 for both of us because Angel was working consistently. That was ER,
Mm-hmm.
and then the dreaming really didn't start until years after. I don't feel it's like she was living her dream of working on these shows, and then it's like as we started the podcast, we started.
Wait,
doing
time
it.
out.
You said I thought you meant she was a nurse.
That's what I said.
No, she was on the last 3 seasons of ER.
Shut up. When you said ER, I said, I'm on the 911.
That's what I said when she was working.
No, she.
No, this is when we came out here and I started
When
working.
we were moving, literally, we were driving across country. She got the call saying that she got that job.
Oh man,
So
they
you-
ain't the same.
Oh, you came to LA
You
with
ain't
a
the
job?
No, she was already out here. She
I was
in
out here for a
grad
couple
school.
of months in
Oh,
LA.
a couple of months. You don't
You waited all that time. All them months.
Wow! That's what was February 1st, April? That must have been wild, huh?
That was me. Well, how
Right,
you doing now?
And you were on the last 3 seasons?
You know what that means?
Residual. Listen, they look.
You
With
tell me
COVID,
this
that's why I was
is
waiting for the
gonna be
residual
I know
checks.
that's
I was like,
right.
I know they gotta be watching ER in Botswana or something. Where's the residual check?
I love that.
For you, you feel like you just start dreaming and tell. Listen, you the one supposed to be talking and still eating.
He spilled.
Every time I try to stay with Marcus, I end up tipsy.
Oh, is it?
Look,
It's
I didn't offer
us. It's
you
our
nothing.
fault. It's
Yes,
our
I am not taking ownership.
Oh, you want to try the white? You want to try Mary J. Blige's?
Oh,
No,
I
hold on,
do.
what have you had?
I only
Okay,
have
well,
This is
the.
what happens. No.
No, I only
I'm
had
giving it
a
to
little
you.
bit.
Oh, you just have the one. You're good. You're good.
No, Melissa's trying to grab it.
This
It
is
gonna
Mary
be
J.
my fault.
Blige?
This is Mary J.
Okay,
Blige.
is it gonna make me dance?
Oh, y'all, nigga.
Oh,
the
yeah, you
whiskey
gonna be
we
good.
got-
It's gonna cause a dancer and a hater.
The whiskey we got is Uncle Nearest. Uncle Nearest is a whiskey.
Black owned.
Black owned. He taught Jack Daniels how to make
He
whiskey.
He
No,
did.
Uncle Nearest.
And Jack Daniels finally went back
Yeah.
and acknowledged that
Yeah.
that it was a story that taught him that way.
Yeah.
Let me see it.
Uncle Nearest it's a black owned whiskey company.
It's amazing.
We got
Yeah.
that.
100 proof.
They went and
Wow.
changed their history. They had to be like, all right, man, we gotta tell the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the companies actually work together now.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah.
oh, that's
That's
beautiful.
beautiful.
And so
Um,
you can get that at like a regular Total Wine or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uncle
Um,
Jerry.
Anyway, so
Okay.
it started off like the whole dreaming thing after Zange's elaborate career. So she was already got on that track long ago of like, okay, doing social media and also actress, and then it was like slowly, like what last year probably is when I finally jumped on board.
Yeah,
But
he was
she's
so
been-
slow to
yeah,
it.
What
she's-
did you do to jump on board?
I finally got social media.
Marcus, you know where his name came from?
Oh my God.
Wait, he don't even know his handle. His handle is what?
Marcus ain't on the gram.
So what happened, Tab? We did a
This
podcast.
is about his basketball. What's
Yeah.
yours?
Team Chance Basketball.
That's the only reason he got one.
Listen, we was doing a podcast episode with Angel and Marcus, and I tagged at that chick Angel and at Marcus ain't on the gram because he ain't had no social media. And then like a couple weeks later, it turned blue, and he was like, "I'm gonna just use that as my name."
I could get it inspired. I said, oh, he got jokes.
Though I love it. But yeah, it took a while for it to. He just started participating. He
Yeah.
wasn't like he was kind of participating, just kind
In the
of
vlogs and everything.
Look at Chance.
Yeah, in the vlogs all the time. Like, pick up the camera.
If Marcus is telling your testimony, raise your hand. My literal Instagram name is Miss Kev on Stage because his was Kev on Stage. I didn't want an Instagram or any social media. He started it for me and was like, my wife, Miss Kev on Stage.
Right.
Literally, start her
Yeah.
Facebook page
So
too.
go ahead and give Chance one right real quick.
Yeah, I started his. The Team Chance basketball. I said, well, if you're going to have the basketball team, you at least got to have the
Yeah,
place
she
where
kind of
people can
forced it
find
on
you.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Marcus, he was like,
You'll
when
be
I
right
got
for
his
mention.
account started, he was like, it was asking for to be allowed to get a hold of his pictures. He's like, do I have to say yes? I said, well, where they gonna get the pictures from, baby? Where they getting the pictures
Look, I'm over here
from?
like, let's see.
He's like, I gotta let them
Usually one.
get to my pictures. I was like,
Look at
no.
this
They
ain't you.
asked me,
Hey.
so what's that? Are you supposed to do that?
That's him.
Listen, Chance.
This was last last year, Caleb.
That was
To
me.
make this work, is I have to give them access to everything.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna give them what I want to give them. They asking for permission. That means they can have it. No,
Yeah. Jen was like, they watching us right now. Looking at it,
I will
like,
be that
looking at
though.
us.
Oh, they are.
We're
yeah.
all gonna have ads in our
Start talking
Instagram feed about that.
Disneyland.
Oh yeah.
Start talking about Disneyland. I guess that the next time you open up
Absolutely.
Google,
Yeah.
Disneyland advertising.
It'll be
100%.
there.
So
Yeah.
wait, so Chance, where are you
Thieves.
at now when it comes? Because we know Melissa is a full-blown influencer now that it comes.
I want to hear her answer too. She
Melissa
answered.
Denise
I can
Fraser
answer
is
both of us.
You did right.
Yeah.
He got it now.
Yeah.
I've been practicing.
So
I love that.
okay, so Chance and Melissa, where are y'all at now when it comes to like social media and like just this whole like world that your spouses have kind of rubbed off on your own?
Ladies first.
I saw Chance. He was Chance was like, he was going to slide that buy me some time.
As soon as he cleared his throat, I was like, he gonna answer. Then he looked like, oh wait, please first.
Go ahead.
I think that similarly to the strings here, I've only been on board truly in a sense where this is of my choosing. That actually didn't start off with my choosing.
No.
In the last 2 years. And that is because actually on Sunday will be the anniversary of my last day at my 9 to 5.
Really?
Wow.
2 years?
2-year anniversary.
Look at God.
And even that,
Wow, man. She gets to celebrate her anniversary for leaving her job.
Alright, so
Don't judge him.
alright, so
are you about to do it?
see, you're wrong for that.
Sorry.
Oh, I can't wait to hear.
But also we talked about on the podcast when you were there, you were talking about, and I feel
So-
like it was around this time that the, okay, I'm gonna stop talking.
She ain't on your side no more,
Yeah.
Chance.
I'm
She ain't
so
on your
sorry.
side.
No, I was string deep down in my
She
heart.
2 years
so
in. 2 years in.
You one of them then.
so I have not. So listen. I'm not as comfortable with this because it's not. I'm not fortunate enough to be in. I don't think so in this environment all the time. I'm a little bit of a control freak with my privacy, the things that you can ask me and intrude on, and I'm not as polished as I've seen you be. I've seen my wife, and and I know that about myself. I might get into an environment, you might ask me the wrong question, and I might say something that set a whole lot of people back, right? And I know that about myself, so I don't feel as comfortable being in front of the camera and all of that.
You
So
are
I like,
me and I am you.
you know what
I
I'm saying?
literally just clapped back at somebody on when I was
And that was, I was getting ready to finish with, and I'm very sensitive. And I learned that about myself through all the success that my wife has had here recently. People can say something about her, and I'll be like,
Right.
Yeah, be like, delete it, baby. Delete it.
I be going in, right?
Thumbs be bleeding trying to get that coming back.
And I had to really be honest. There's a lot of people who be like, you should do this. You funny, and until I ain't.
Right.
And I have respect for my wife and her hustle. And the 22 years that I've watched her from, I just respectfully decided to stay in the background. I'm cool with that.
Let me ask you this,
I can
Chance.
play an assistant. I can be the ears and the eyes when, and I can kind of pull a coattail and be like, hey.
But you do have a show.
But let me ask you this,
Fridays
though,
with
Chance.
Tab and Chance.
Do
You
you?
should not do that.
Yeah, I only do that because it's mine and it's hers, and there's preparation before. Like,
Right.
everybody, nope, we ain't talking
But
about
I've been
that,
doing this
nope,
for 3 years.
So,
In the first 2 years, you didn't see Chance.
yeah.
You would hear him.
Yeah.
And all you hear was, why do people looking in our house?
And that was real. And that was real.
Yeah.
But you said you had a question.
Yeah. So do you have, is it important for you to have your own thing that's separate from Tab? Do you think that plays into why you keep your job? Because you're like, this is my thing, that in case anything goes wrong with that, or even Tab go crazy, I still got my own thing, my own identity about it. That's not necessarily tied to her.
Yes, but let me explain that. We've been together since we was 19 years. I played the role of your wife in saving us in a lot of things. She's done her portion of it. She's been the dreamer. I always refer to her as my dog in the fight, in the dream fight, in the and I'm okay with that, right? But there's a part of me that still feels like I don't want the burden. She can't come up for air and realize that she's in the room with these people and she's living her dream if the burden of I got to be in business mode to take care of my family because I'm all we got. That's a concern for me. I don't want to take that away from her.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now when I figure out what it is that I want to do, right? I feel comfortable in knowing that my wife got my back.
Yeah.
She's gonna be like, hey, babe, you know, and because I've been, pinching off on the bread, you know. So, you know what I'm saying? And putting it over here, I'll be able to say, okay, I'm gonna take this little money that I had and I'm gonna invest into this thing. And then once I get something that is showing to be lucrative and not a burden on her, because I want her to enjoy her dream. This is her dream.
Yeah.
This is her thing. So when I do that without her, I don't want, she says she doesn't, of course, and I believe her because y'all, you know what I mean, y'all dreamers. And y'all always see the cup is half full, right?
Always.
So,
No, it's not full.
and
It's overflowing.
Yeah, it's full. So, and I so and I appreciate that. I do appreciate it, and I want her to always be like that. And I just don't ever want to feel like, and I'm big on, I go in on my kids too. Like, hey, your mama ain't taking care of you forever.
Right.
Hey boy, you ate, you gonna get a job. But I'm that dude. Right?
So now about 6 years left, you get a work permit.
I won't even.
And listen, like, I'm gonna figure out how you can do them YouTube videos.
I'm gonna figure out, but that's just my thinking on it. Right?
Yeah,
It's just,
yeah.
and I think, I'm cool. She pressuring me every day. You ain't going back to work, you know we don't have it. And I'm thinking, you can talk to you blue in the face. But until I figure it out, right, and I can see that it's gonna be lucrative without it ain't the ego thing. I don't need you, I want my own. It ain't really that as much as
The security of it.
I just don't want her to be responsible.
Yeah, I see that.
For me.
What I do know about my husband, right? Because we have been together for a very long time and we have struggled together, right? If my husband as a man does not have something he is doing, his spirit is unsettled. Right?
I am he and he is.
And it's not a macho thing, it's not an ego thing, it's just this thing where as a man he feels like I got to do something to bring something to the table. Even if I tell him you being my husband is enough. Right? Even if I say
How would you get out my business like so like that? I said, would you get out my business, please?
And I try to tell him that, but what I have learned is even me saying that is not enough. He has to get to a place where he's comfortable.
Yeah.
And I gotta be okay with that. Even if, I tell him, babe, look, I'll double what you're making, right? You can join the team. We'll figure it out. That's not enough for his spirit.
Yeah.
And his spirit has to be well in order for him to be well with anything that we do.
Yeah. You know what's interesting about Tab and Liz, and I'm gonna let you talk after this. We just different years by.
Right.
Like Tab said, they 3 years in. 3 years ago, I was fighting Melissa to quit her job. She quit, then she unquit, went part-time. And I had to be like, you know what, Liz, I can't fight you on that.
Yeah.
I had to let you do that because I realized I can't move you at my pace.
Yeah, but then God kicked me out though.
Then God was like, oh, you don't want to quit this job?
He'll kick you out.
Oh, yeah, he will.
I went part-time and then they were like, the whole job shut down.
Yeah.
Now what you gonna do?
No,
But let me say this. Go ahead.
Go.
Oh, I was gonna say what's funny about what you're saying is I promise you I'm the exact same. I've literally, the whole reason I've been like, Melissa, do this influencer thing, you need to figure it out, you need to do, you gotta, is I've been telling Kev, I need to figure out a way to generate a new stream of income that is not dependent on you. That is like, so, he's like, yeah, but the podcast is yours, but we do it together.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that these days, you.
Yeah.
I don't always want to feel like all of the money in our household is associated solely with you.
But I be giving the ideas, but he don't want
And
it.
they be in
Uh-huh.
y'all's lane. It's her lane, her comfort zone.
Chance, now hush. Now
It's in your comfort zone. Now
Just come over here and talk to me.
Hey,
Listen to Chance.
Where is the megaphone?
Baby,
So look, my wife, I hear her in her interviews, right? All these thousands of interviews. And I'll be like, right there, I ain't doing all this, man. You say the same thing over and over every day.
Right.
But in that, she'll say, my husband is my partner, not my provider.
That's right.
but then she'll come and argue with me. You understand?
But we partners. You ain't. I'm
know,
not providing.
I know, but hey,
We are one.
if you listen to that, if you say,
Y'all
I'm gonna provide you with the idea.
But no,
I'm gonna provide you with the.
I be gently suggesting.
Right.
I be like, you like basketball, don't you?
Go and do it.
Pick on some balls.
Right.
You gonna record.
Out here play,
Yeah.
record. You just
You
do it.
Yeah, do it.
And it's like that mom that believes
Oh.
that the kid is the greatest thing on earth.
Yeah.
That's
It's
kind of
nothing my husband can't do.
and that's what you see. So she has. I don't want her to go. I don't want her to support me blindly, like she's like with that career. Like she, it ain't nothing I can't do wrong. And I'm like, babe, you don't understand.
Produce the story of two couples.
No, it is uncanny.
Like, hey, the world would love you, man.
It is uncanny.
Right? That ain't my
To
temperament.
make it in
Yeah,
LA.
it scares me.
See,
It
Marcus
really does.
is waiting for the moment. He's like, when can I quit this job?
That's not what I'm waiting for.
What you waiting for, Marcus? Speak up for the streets.
But let me tell you this, Angel. For years, he would say, babe, hey, I can't wait for the day to quit, babe. I
Yeah,
can't wait. And now I be like, babe, the day
That's
has
true.
come. And he be like, I ain't really ready.
Right.
I was just playing.
So listen, it's some okay. She's right. I have said.
Guys had to own that way. Now, okay, now you all right.
Started that
Now.
4 times.
So when she feels that it's that time, and when I feel that it's that time,
Right.
it's a difference.
Right.
And when God starts showing up and doing things that
Come on, say
you
God.
wanted it to happen, you say, oh man, but this is ridiculous what's going on in our life.
Chance.
It's like this.
I
can
So
only
I'm
imagine.
kind of like, hey,
I can only imagine.
don't stop. but let me catch my breath.
Right.
Like for real, like so.
God said, oh, you didn't believe? Well, let
So
me
I'm
show you this.
I'm a little scared. I'm just, you know what? I'm a little scared, and we have never. I'm a little hesitant.
You can just say lived in this moment before.
So you know what I was.
I already
okay,
know.
So
Yeah.
we ain't never.
Yeah.
Yeah. That,
Yeah,
so
we got it. We
yeah,
got it.
I don't want nobody to take it the wrong way,
Yeah.
but I ain't never seen it like this,
Right.
and I don't want to be.
You don't want to go back.
Yeah,
No,
there was a year period. I would screenshot the bank. I'd be like,
There
yeah,
we go. Okay, thank you.
sure.
Thank
what
you.
is wrong?
They got to, somebody coming to get it soon.
Yeah.
They got to, we got to spend it.
I asked my wife for a whole year that we got an attorney because
Yeah.
we doing something wrong.
Like,
That's what I knew was real. After I paid my tax, I said,
You still
it's
here.
all, everything is cool.
Okay, so it's a little mind blowing and I'm a little scared, right? And I
That's
don't
our
want to be
trauma
those,
speaking. By
and I don't want to be those people that do something premature.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
That's and it's
so-
similar to me. Like I joke around and say, when can I quit? But
yeah,
I'm the same way. It's like until I can take flight on my own.
on my own.
Yeah.
Which is when I'm ready to step away. But it's like right now, it's like I'm not ready. All right, hold it, and while I do this, because
No, I know that. I'm just saying you do say you look forward to that day of being able to take flight. Is what I'm saying.
yeah,
He looks forward. If that day came tomorrow where it was, he'd be like, yes. Where can I tell these
but
people?
it's got to be.
But that's a
like,
mental
my
state.
thing.
It's
like,
a mental thing.
Okay, that's yours.
It's absolutely more
This is what I
mental than
got.
It's way
Yeah.
more mental
And you
because
can't-
the stuff, like if you were to, this is in the book too, if you were to add up your expenses and then divide what you have and even allocate for stuff, your money will be like, you good, but then your mind, you'd be like, but in 2003, when we had the second kid, the daycare bill was this, and we couldn't have no Christmas.
right.
So I'm gonna just make sure everything okay. You know what I
I'm
mean?
cool.
When you
Right.
remember having to make sacrifices between the $5.98
Come on.
meat and the $5.97 meat.
Yes.
Listen, we done been, listen.
And you looking at it to see is it too brown?
Right.
Listen.
Hey, the color is right.
I'm like, I need to get these WIC vouchers real quick. Get this milk and
So-
cake.
That trauma is gone.
There was some years, I ain't never said this out loud, but I'm gonna say it.
And you don't want to be the person. You don't want to be the person, right? He don't want to be the person. She don't want to be the person. When you can honestly look at yourself in the mirror and say, I didn't really have a dream to be in front of the camera. I didn't really have a dream to do all the things that you see coming full circle. And this is, I'm gonna tell you some truth, and I know you ain't gotta agree with me. I say it for us. But when you the person living with a dreamer and you like, you crazy. But I ain't gonna say nothing.
say it 3 times
I ain't
a day.
gonna say nothing.
You gotta have a little bit of crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
You got to have a
So
little bit
in the
of
back
crazy.
of you may not say that to your partner, your spouse, your wife, but in the back of if you know that, and you saying that and you remember that, it's kind of hard for you to just when they say, quit your job and I'm gonna take care of you,
They just validate
to just
you're
do it.
Yeah.
For you to do it
Now
because-
you crazy
now-
too for believing.
But that's what and you selfish. And to me, it makes me feel selfish because I'm like, man, I was kind of low key doubting a little bit. I was with you. I was with you. Because I loved you anyway.
Right.
I love that part of you. I love that you
Right.
dream like that. That's what was
Yeah.
attractive to
Right.
me. But if you ask me, hey, did you really believe?
I was
that
the one that
gonna
was
be
always
here?
gonna hold
And
us
I-
down.
And I'm like, it wasn't a matter of me believing.
Yeah.
It was a matter of I love that about you. You made me feel good by
That's
the energy.
good, Chance.
Right? It made me
That's
feel
good,
good to
yeah.
be with a person who could, because I was such the opposite. It's like,
Right.
she got what I wish that I had.
And also
That's
that
what's
hold
up.
you down was so
Right?
valuable for so many times.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
without that hold you down, we couldn't dream like that.
Right.
Like that hold you down. Like when I got
It was the
fired,
balance.
and sometimes that balance, you know, on a seesaw, sometimes that balance go way over here.
Yeah.
When I got fired, it was like, girl, this is
That
all
was
you.
like
I'm
me when I
tripping.
had my first son. I was like, well, I'm glad you're going to work. 'Cause I'm sitting here breastfeeding. I can't go nowhere.
The first son, the shows that didn't pick her up, and she's like, oh, what about? I'm like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to the next one.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yep.
So it's like I'm not trying to face that.
Right.
And I was like, no, that's ugly. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Because he got to swing it all
Yeah,
all other way.
Long as I meet these deadlines at work, we good.
Right.
Like-
And I think that's the thing, but there's power in the tongue that we cannot ever forget,
Oh, absolutely.
right? Because as you joke, right? It's a joke that he can't wait. Chance has joked for years that he can't wait for me to get on. His joke would always be like, man, when you blow up, I'm gonna just start getting in front of the camera. I'm gonna be Denzel. I don't want to have the audition. I just want to show up because I'm gonna just ride your coattail.
Man.
He would joke
Mm-hmm.
and say that.
And you done jumped on top of the truth.
Now people calling like, we want Chance.
And they like,
And he like,
action.
no, I don't
And
want
I'm
to do
sitting
that. But
I was just saying that.
But you said it for years.
Yeah.
And now God is saying, let me show you how I listen to the tongue.
That's what I was gonna
Right.
say about God pushing you out. Because anytime, and I'm expecting it to happen soon again.
Mhm.
Anytime, like I pray and I think about like promotion or getting advancement or doing this, God, it doesn't just come to me. God makes me uncomfortable enough for me to move. It's like I'm gonna force you out of this position.
That's
And it's
good.
happened consistently.
Every
I
time.
get it's prophecy talk spoken over me at church. Everybody said this was about to happen. I'm like, yeah. Then it gets uncomfortable enough where I end up
You
moving.
got
I'm
to
like-
move.
Then I'm like, huh.
Mhm.
So now I'm like, all right, it's coming.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what is that uncomfort gonna be?
Well, you can always practice, because that's what Chance decided to do. He decided to practice.
Practice what?
He took a leave from his job. He took for 6 months.
Well, I thought he got facial
Yes, he
hair.
got
So I
a
was
beard.
like, he got
He
to
got
be
a
on
That
leave.
beard done
Hold
came
up.
in.
You know why
Only
Angel said
since
that?
April.
Every time we watch the
practice.
show,
Look,
Yeah.
I took the
A
lead
police officer. Yeah.
because my family needed me.
Yes,
Okay,
we
my
did.
family needed
We
me. My
did.
it's COVID. My son needs. She's too busy. He needs a teacher. He needs. You know.
Right, yeah.
here.
You
That's what
enjoy
Melissa did
yourself?
when you did that part-time job. That was you taking leave. You
But
like,
you know what's funny? I have this question for you, Chance. If Monday was the end of your 6 months, would you go back to work?
Wow, that's what you. That's what.
I'm gonna tell you why. You gonna be up in my business like that today.
I will tell you
That's
why.
how we was
Well, I don't know
going.
what your answer's gonna be now. But for me, if everything went to crap over the weekend for whatever reason, on Monday I would have no problem clocking into a job.
Really?
So
and I would die. I would literally
30
spontaneously
people in
complain.
my phone right now that I can call and be like, yo, so listen, it ain't work out, girl. You still got that opening?
See, I think you would go, but then you would hate it while you were there.
I don't even think so.
I don't
The
think so.
dreamers,
You
the
don't think-
I
dreamers
wish you
feel like that,
I
right?
I would
So
shrivel
I'm gonna
up.
answer your question.
Okay.
So it has come up. I'm due to go back in January. I don't think that in even if tomorrow, if they said tomorrow, I'd probably put up a little resistance, be like, listen, my 6 months ain't.
Now look, I don't
But-
know how your calendar works.
Right.
But listen, my 6 months ain't up. I was trying to be off for Christmas. But, deal's a deal, player. But I will go back, right? Because I honestly, I'm telling you guys, I have an issue with not knowing what I'm going to do. And that's because, and I don't want my wife, I want her to enjoy every moment of her dream. Every moment. Every moment, every entire second, I want it to be enjoyable. I want her to have it. And I feel, she says I'm not. She says I take away from the enjoyment by going to work.
That's what exactly I was going to say.
I was
I
gonna
was
say
going
that.
to say, but don't
I
you
knew
think
that- I
it
knew
takes
that was
away
coming.
from
I saw it
I
coming with
ain't
the
even
video.
had to-
No,
took the air out. No, took the air out.
I'll be saying it because part of the dream, we wake up together, we do this. Because part of that dream is me, we gonna do this together.
Oh, calm
Right.
down.
What
It's,
you do?
it's so frustrating. Him getting up early in the morning, going to work. I'm like, so you just gonna leave me here? You just gonna leave
We
me
just gonna
here?
leave you so you can go
She
do
be
your
making-
dream.
She like really throwing that guilt trip in me. It's like,
The kids, you leave me with the kids. Right? Okay, just gonna go. Just gonna go to work.
What was it? Let me ask you. I want you and you to answer this
Okay.
question. What was your dream? What was it when you were a young teenager that you wanted to do?
you ain't care to get on my goddamn. So, I'll go
Yes,
first. So,
yes, please.
that's something I always find people that know their dream and know their passion is a blessing. Because the majority of people don't know. They have no idea. She has had this dream of acting since she was
never felt more
infant, embryo.
Same.
So,
Same.
and every time it's like, and it's easy for them to look at you, it's like,
It's
what do
easy.
you want to do? You can just do it. I'm like, shut up. You had this dream for a long time. For you to know what your dream, like, you know what, even if I didn't get paid, this is what I would do all the time, no matter what. It's like, a lot of people don't know what that is.
Where's the tambourine?
He knows what it
Man,
is.
that's
It's basketball.
crazy, Marcus.
But Marcus
cars.
knows too. It's cars. He loves them.
So Marcus, hold on. So the two of them did this. So they think that they know.
Yeah.
That's something that you enjoy.
Uh-huh.
Let me guess. That's something that you enjoy and that you're pretty good at. But passion and that thing that you're talking about that my wife said when she was 7, 8 years old watching Rudy on the Cosby, it tapped into. Can you say that about cars? I can almost answer this question.
He's reminding me of the
I can't say that about I can't
You can't say it about basketball.
I can say it about basketball, but from a different aspect of I was about 12 or 13 and I had older siblings and that's all I knew to do. Right? I said, we're gonna go play ball.
Yeah.
That's different from that thing that I'm sure that lives inside of you.
I see what you- I know
and
what you
lives
mean.
inside of you and lives inside of you. Those are things that we're good at and we enjoy. But it's not
But you
the
have a
same.
gift that you run from.
But what you see as a gift and what you see as a gift,
Man.
right? And
This
what
is
can
the
be
makeup
lucrative
for
and
me.
working is
Kev, you gonna sit over here? We gonna put us on one
It
side.
was that no when Jack
I
was
brought us back.
together.
I brought us back. Hey, back
Come
off.
on, Jack. Jack and Angel, we down. Break up.
Remember I said where we started in Greensboro. Okay, he had a studio he built by hand in our house for music. He is so passionate about
I'm good at it.
No.
That's the difference.
He put studio equipment in layaway.
Oh, wow.
He paid on it weekly. He would go and look at it in the store while it was there on layaway. And take me back. I'm gonna get this one. I'm gonna get this one right here. I got 5 more payments.
Mm-hmm.
He was so passionate. I never ever saw my husband do anything with his hands.
I looked over there.
And he literally built his own booth in our house. Right? When we came, when we left, first when we decided, when I told him, I was like, listen, God told me we gotta go to LA. He was like, no, we can't do that because I got the studio. These things is just starting to, get good, right?
Man, I was Drake before Drake.
I was about to say that because he used to be like, man, Drake stole my thing. I used to do the talking with the music, with the singing, baby. Literally. When we moved to LA into our apartment, he lost his booth. He brought his equipment. He was like, man, how am I gonna do this? I saw the little boy inside of him just put his head down and say, I gotta go.
Gotta go to work.
And I saw him give up on something that he was passionate about, right? Now, because it took him a long time to get past the fear to do it from the beginning. Now the fear has grown for 16 years and all over. So now he's afraid all over again to dream, right? But God has given him a gift. that he tries to act like doesn't exist.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you.
wow.
Look, I
I
often feel like that for dream or for strings though, that it is hard. The dream inside of you, whatever that fire is, because if you ask me what I wanted to be when I was a kid, I'm not quite sure I can articulate an answer. That wasn't a standard issue. I want to be a lawyer.
Right.
Girl,
Right,
for
yep.
why though? You don't know nothing
Right,
about it.
right.
I don't, and when you don't have I mean, you had music, but I don't have a tangible. Kev is funny. That's something you recognize at like 5. You know what I mean? When you don't have that, it's very hard to like figure out what that is. So then you marry a dreamer who has it, and whatever dream you may have even thought you could like find and be in tune, it diminishes over time because you accept the role of going to work. You accept the role of having the
That's
401k.
called teamwork.
You
That's
accept
called
the
teamwork
role, okay?
right there.
You accept the role that when things don't work out on your end as you're dreaming, I always have a floor that we won't go below because so we don't end up homeless. Okay? Because Kev used to say, well, you know Tyler Perry was homeless.
That was my thing.
Oh,
We ain't even homeless yet.
we need to homeless here.
We don't even want it bad enough. You ain't really living on a bridge with me.
Hey, we still got a roof over our head.
You ain't been homeless, you ain't successful.
Hey,
That ain't my testimony.
That will never be my testimony.
Right,
Not when I'm able-bodied and college educated.
Right.
Get a job.
hey,
But see,
listen.
now the difference in me and Chance is I always worked. I, just like you, if everything went to hell in a handbag this weekend, Tab can get a job Monday.
Yes.
I have never ever been a stranger to work.
Right.
I've worked since I was 12. I have worked before then with my granddaddy. I've always worked, and I always had a steady check because I had a family, right?
Right.
And my family comes first, which is why for a long time my dreams took a back seat,
Yeah.
right? And like I told you before, I worked while I waited, and so living builds character.
Yeah.
But in the side of, there was never a job that I ever worked that I did not take my breaks and sometimes go in the bathroom and cry. There was never a time I didn't go in that bathroom and look in my mirror and say, girl, this is temporary. It will pass. Something greater is coming. But that is because I have something living inside of me.
Yep.
And I know that that's a blessing because some people do not know what their thing is. And I respect that. We can joke about it, and my true desire would be for my husband to trust me and say, babe, we good. But I know in order for him to be good, his spirit got to be right.
Yeah.
And it has to be something for him to say, this is mine. And then he's like, okay, we can do this, right?
Hey, let me ask you, Ted, cool this. I just gotta know. Let me ask y'all.
Oh, he rubbing his knees, y'all.
So listen, if I'm asking because if they have not tried this, I'm preparing you guys.
Okay.
Don't get new
Because I like this.
Give
I
me
like
all
this.
the trade
What is
secrets.
it?
So don't fall for the. How much is the account going to have?
Oh!
Don't fall for that.
Because he
So you
told
have-
me
This one
he
right here.
can't even renege.
This one right here.
3 books, Chad.
This one.
Don't fall for that because
She just said.
that right there. Because she listen. She had me in a.
You told me.
Now she can throw it at you.
Yes,
Look,
yes.
that's what you
Well,
said.
she had me for about a month. She had me feeling real
I
bad.
said, hey, you,
Real bad.
You
Real bad. She had me feeling
That
real
number
bad.
seemed unachievable.
It do.
Until you
It seems like
achieve
it
it.
ain't never gonna happen.
And she was real. Listen, she was real shady and real petty. Real petty. She was like, "Go. I want you to download this, and you need to." And I'm like, what?
Download that. Print it off.
You need. Here's your bank card and everything. And then I'm like, she's like, check
This
it.
username and password.
Yeah, that's what you said, right? And I'm like, that ain't what I was talking about.
That's what I said, but that's not what I meant.
That's not what I meant. That's right. That's not what I meant.
Okay, so I got. Oh, did you? Were you about to say something?
No.
Okay. I got one last question. We'll go all the way down. So we did where it started. How's it going? Where will it be?
Girl, we gonna be here for another hour.
More than we can imagine.
That was good.
Man.
Kevin, where will it be?
That's a hard question because I always feel like,
I'm excited for the dreamers to answer
man,
it.
oh yeah,
I know, I
Can we
already
split
know.
it? Can we do dreamers and then strings?
Oh,
my scripture, I got two scriptures that lead me.
Come on,
Jeremiah
Pastor.
29:11.
Come on, boy,
For I
I
know the plans I have for you.
Do you know what that scripture means in context?
Say, I don't need context. It makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Saith the Lord of hosts. Plans
You
to
should read it in
prosper me.
context,
I don't
though.
want to read it. I like it out of
That's
context.
You should read it in context.
And then, now unto him who is able to do exceeding abundantly above all
I
you
don't know
ask
the
or think.
context
Yeah,
of it.
don't try to bring me down.
But Jeremiah 29:11,
I don't want the context.
y'all should read the context.
Now listen,
read.
I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna tell you the part that's crazy too.
Okay.
Chance, since you asked. Or Angel, who asked?
I didn't ask.
Angel.
I didn't ask.
Angel. I'm just going at Chance.
Yeah.
He
Here's the
started.
thing, because Angel asked me this
My
too.
string brethren.
Angel be like, Kev, do you ever realize you made it? I'd be like, girl, we are just getting started.
Yeah.
So for me, and the crazy thing is what I envision is coming to pass quicker than I realize.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just be doing it so quick, I don't realize. This office we are in is just podcast studio. There's 4 buildings down here. In my mind, my company has all 4 of these.
This is just
Yeah.
This whole thing, knock all these walls down. I need sound
Wow.
stages, I need offices,
Yeah.
soundstage, all through this whole thing.
Yeah.
My goal, I know, Chance.
You and
I'm just thinking, hey, because when I came in and I was like, oh, this is nice, Kevin. You
This is enough.
He looked at me like,
I've been trying to tell her.
Now,
You didn't see the other one,
Yeah.
Chance. There was a bigger one that I was trying to tell her we got it, but we was coming
y'all can
from.
use this thing.
We was coming from a long, way smaller, so I knew this was too much for her.
Yeah. Crawl before you walk. though.
Yeah.
Please, cry.
I'd be
said,
like,
"Come on."
man, bro, Dale Drive.
Right.
And then the where it's going is basically what Tyler Perry has, that whole army base, making all the stuff he could ever dream of. Like, that's for me. If you ask me if I've made it, I'm literally making whatever comes to my mind. Like, I'm getting to that point now on a very small scale, on like sketches. We do the comedy show, we're working on a movie, working on this and that. But when I get to my full potential, it's like we got 6 movies coming out. We got 3 shows. We producing stuff for other people. I ain't even in this stuff no more.
Yeah.
Like when I made it, I don't even have to be in it. It'll be like, oh, this with Kev.
You
If
know it's
Kev
good.
produced this,
Yeah.
you know it's good. You know that means you're gonna get a good show. You're gonna get a new person. Even if you had never heard of this person, you heard of me, and you're gonna be like, dang, that's good. So that's where I'm going to. And I ain't even 40 yet.
Come on.
By the time the Forbes, you got 2 more years. Y'all ain't put me on no list. I done missed 30 under 30, 35 under 35.
Yeah, I want to.
If y'all don't get me at 40 under 40, I'm not answering for 50 under 50. I'm not. You can't put me in. I am not available for 50 under 50. Y'all got it till 40.
Call them.
All right, Liz.
Child.
Honey, child.
This is the difference between the strings and the dreamers. Because one thing, and I've said this, this is such a great conversation. These are quite literally my favorite conversation. I'm gonna just take an aside
Because
real
I'm gonna make
quick.
you feel like you're crazy. Chance gonna make you feel like you're
Kevin will
insane.
make me feel like I am going crazy and that what I am saying makes absolutely no sense because, of course, his way is the right way. So hearing other couple dynamics that affirm, number one, I'm not crazy,
Nah, you
and
ain't.
other couples have these same dynamics. Number one, it is so affirming, so assuring, and comforting to know that I'm not alone
That's why we gotta
trying
split
to
some
make
mustard
this
for
happen.
y'all.
Child.
Chance, we bring her right back down to earth.
Listen.
Since the last time we did the love hour, I didn't work to get her where I'm at. Now she's like, and I knew I wasn't crazy.
Listen.
Divine their household.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all invited me.
Told y'all leave me at home.
Right. It's always one of the reasons. I know we're doing the mukbang with Angel, but even on the podcast, I always make sure that if I'm inviting a couple, I invite the couple and not just like the personality. Partly because number one, Kevin's always been the personality, and he'll do stuff on a panel, and I'm like, are you about to ask him about his marriage and his wife ain't there? Let me tell you something.
Right.
Don't do the camera.
Don't do that. Just don't do it. And so I'm always just don't do it. I'm always listen. Just don't. Do not.
Don't do it.
I'm always mindful of even when every time I've had a couple on. I don't care who the bigger personality is. Is your wife available? Is your husband available?
I was shocked.
Can y'all both
Yeah.
come?
When Angie said we're doing that, I was like,
He said,
Me?
me?
I was like,
both of us.
why? But it's
Listen,
me.
because for me, even if it's the bald and the beautiful, whatever it is, for me, Kevin is the personality, and I know how that feels. So I'm always like, no, I want the both of you come together as a couple. Because you say I do together, come to my show together. Okay?
Yeah.
That's just the energy that I'm giving out because I'm always gonna represent for the strings. Second thing I was gonna say is it's funny to hear Kevin's like dream because they're big, massive dreams, and my dream is like I want to get 5 brand deals next year.
Those are huge.
That's amazing.
Don't try to make your dreams.
Dreams are relative.
Don't minimize.
Yeah.
Dreams are relative.
I know, and they absolutely are. But the point that I'm making is that it's like, girl, that's it. Yes, that is it. The end. Period.
That's a great dream.
Because-
That's
That's
still a
crazy.
big
My
dream
dream
for
for you be bigger than that.
That's
Yeah,
what
because
it is.
I'm like,
when
how
the
five
brand
brand
deals
deals
is
can
Mac,
happen?
and it's like,
I'm
that's
seeing
one of
5
the-
of those before the end
Mac
of the
is
year.
That's
one
what
of
I be
your five.
saying.
That's-
Sephora is one of your 5 brand deals.
Yeah.
I'm talking about you need to be headlining Essence, like the Michelle Obama spot. That's you.
Yeah.
Those are the things that I don't know that my mind would even fathom to think about as a dream. And I understand the point of a dream is to dream.
Yeah.
Okay? And even in my dreams, it's always still like, girl, just like be grounded a little bit. Like dreams are supposed to be like lofty and in the clouds, but like just come down just a tad and like dream something realistic, which is like not a dream. But also I feel like that's just always, the mentality. So anyways, those are my dreams.
You're a thinker.
Okay, so we're just talking about where we're going.
Yes.
Yeah, where's
Where I
it
see
going?
it.
Where you see it going.
All right, I'm gonna try this.
Let's go, Chad.
Oh,
Let's go, Chad.
okay. Well, this is so family themed.
We're gonna play.
Okay, so I can comfortably say
Okay, say it.
that I can really see just from the things that have been happening in my wife's career that we could possibly be household names, right? What I would like to take from that, or what I would like to be able to do with that, is be able to change the image of what a black family looks like.
Yeah.
Let's go, Chad.
Like
Now that's a
that.
big
Like
dream.
that.
That's big
That's a
league.
big
That's
dream.
big
That's
league.
a big dream.
That's BLE right there.
Yeah,
That's big league.
That is, to me, one that I would like to accomplish along with my wife while she pursues her dream.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, considering what we're going through right now. Studios, productions, things of that nature. That's more so in my wife's stream. But me, I think that I can contribute to that and say that that's something that I hope that we can make Black folks proud. In the sense that you getting something that really looks like us, rather than a watered down version or super dramatic or negative,
washed out.
Some stereotypical version of us. Now that's where I feel comfortable.
good.
Yeah,
right
that
there.
was good.
Was great.
That was a good
That's a
answer.
huge answer.
That was
What
great.
about you?
That is me.
Oh.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
See, I can't.
You might be by yourself.
She's like,
Then-
oh,
You see what I'm saying?
People are clapping for you, but I'm looking at the specificity of you.
We're talking about what
came
you
in, man. I came
Amani
in.
to Henry.
I gotta
No, my
be-
question was to you.
What you gonna do?
You gonna do, okay?
She wanted to hear me say I'm on the stage singing and
Wow.
making albums,
But
platinums.
But what about your real estate dreams?
Well, I mean,
You
that
want to
is-
flip houses?
I want to do something in the real estate, but that's really about security. I want to keep the bread.
That's a good long-term investment.
Yeah, it is though.
It is.
I just
Yes.
want to
That's
make
my
sure.
brother-in-law. All
That's what I said. I said,
Somebody
I
recently
I
told us.
just want to make sure.
Somebody recently told us on our podcast, real estate's the best thing you can do because they're not making any more of it.
Yep.
Any more land.
Yep.
Land is.
That's why they
All
try to
that's
buy
out
the
here.
house.
All that's
You
here.
know,
That's
And
right.
you don't
I
have
didn't
to
think he
be
was
some
crazy.
Wall Street person,
You don't.
or you don't have to have some
Yeah.
background in financing and all of that to make a good investment. You can buy some real estate and it can continue to pay you, and it never goes bad. That's the way I
Sound like
look at
you a real estate dreamer.
I just want. So now she gonna turn me in. Now she gonna make out to be Keller Williams.
Oh, you want to open a candy store? I love candy.
Wait, tell what's your love language?
What's my love language? What that mean?
Words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, acts of service. What am I missing?
Yes, that's a
How do you like
Gifts,
to receive
gifts.
love?
Gifts.
Like, when do you feel the most love?
You know what?
Of those 5 though.
Oh, of those 5?
Yeah.
Oh wait, say them again.
Okay, I'm gonna say them again. Acts of service,
Mm-hmm.
quality time,
Mm-hmm.
physical touch,
Mm-hmm.
words of affirmation, gifts.
Oh, quality time.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
would've thought that
yeah.
too.
Because I like spending time with
That's why that
my
job.
husband. Because
I would have thought it was words of affirmation.
So would I, because
Words of
it gives
affirmation.
I
you
thought it was
so
gonna
well.
be because you do it so easily.
That's the way she likes
well,
to
that's how
express
I like
herself.
to give to others.
Yeah.
But I don't need to receive it because I'm grounded in it. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's great.
That's the
when I
language
get
you
it.
most fluently speak.
Yeah, but I can speak that into other people. But I like.
So you're an encourager.
I am.
Oh,
Like,
can
sort
we
of.
not tell from all the videos?
Yeah.
She be encouraging.
Well, I
for
know.
making
Yeah,
right.
that's true. But it's so true though. But it's one thing to like, and you can edit this out because I want to make sure I say it correctly. If I don't, so you can edit it out. To do it like on video, it's another thing to like really own that,
To live
you know,
it. Yeah.
to live
Yeah.
it on a daily basis.
Mhm.
But if your spiritual gift is
Exhortation.
exhortation, then it makes sense, which is why it makes sense that I thought it was words of affirmation. Okay, I'm having a moment.
Okay.
That was like super teachery, but when I taught Sunday school, those were the things that I taught.
She's definitely grounded in it. I can be pumping gas, and she'd be like, "Baby, you pumping that gas?"
Oh, it ain't even stopping.
Right.
You're just going in so
Don't nobody
smooth.
look so
It ain't
good.
clicking or nothing.
You look so good.
I'm like, you know what? If you ever want to know what it is like to be God, pump gas. Because you know you controlling it. It's just like the old
You see-
he tells
you
it
see
when
what
to
I'm talking
stop.
about?
He tells it when to flush.
You
If
see
you
what
want to
I'm
know what it's
talking
like, pump gas.
You got a word.
Yeah, you see?
Ooh, you are so Christ-like. Okay.
So where's it going?
I'm not words of
Where is
affirmation
it
girl,
going?
but I definitely always got a word.
I always got a word, girl. We always got a word. You know what? I truly do believe when I say more than I can imagine. Because God has truly surpassed my dreams. He has blown my
Already.
mind. He has truly blown my mind. And, you know, it's things that, of course, I can't say on here that are happening that I dreamt that would happen maybe 10 more years from now. And they happen all in the same week.
Yeah.
Right?
Woo.
But I do know that I am a household name.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
People will say, "Oh, Tab doing it is solid." You know?
Right.
I see myself with multiple shows, production company, studios. I see myself with my own network.
Ooh, Tab.
I just do. I
Absolutely.
you know, the first will become last and the last will become first. And I've been doing it for 22 plus years, but been dreaming since I was a child.
Yeah.
And so I just believe that I can have everything he said I can have. And so shows, you know, touring the world, changing lives.
Angel ain't been in Europe yet, but we believe in God. She's gonna do
Oh,
it.
no, I ain't never been.
Okay, see,
I know,
I
I
bet they
do
gonna
that.
throw it in Tad's
I'm gonna
face.
look to you. I
Well,
ain't gonna have it.
you know, because chance scared to leave the country.
Just stay
so
on
we
the
ain't been.
dream. Stay on the dream.
Jesus,
Stay on
stay in the dream.
Hey, I also believe that traveling is coming,
Yeah,
okay?
fine.
Yeah. But those are things I do see, and you know, definitely a lot of television time.
I could see y'all having the Huxtable effect and the different world effect,
Yeah.
where people literally went to college because of that show. Like,
Right.
because I had never seen it.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Never had no desire to go to college till I saw Different World.
Yep.
And we hadn't seen the black family like the Huxtables until we saw them. We were like, oh, this could be black people. Because it was always the struggle.
Right.
Moving on up. We ain't got no
Yeah.
beans. It was just like always that.
And it's funny that you said that because my show that I envision is to make people want to get married, black people, and stay married, and understand that it ain't always perfect, but you're
Yeah.
together and you can make it.
Yeah.
So that is my goal. When he says, make black folk proud and be like, oh, you know what, they did
Yeah.
something great for us. It's those type of shows.
Media
It's
has
type
that
of energy.
effect on people.
Yeah, it
Absolutely
does.
does.
Yeah, you be like, oh, that, I see that. I never knew that was a thing
It
before.
inspires you.
It's
Yeah.
inspiring.
Yeah.
Inspirational.
So yeah, that's where. Honey, listen, I don't even know, but it's gonna be a whole lot.
A whole
It's
lot.
gonna be more than what Tab can even imagine.
I can believe it.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. I am actually a small dreamer.
Are
A lot of
you?
times, yes, I'm a small dreamer. It takes a
Too
lot
small.
for me to.
Really?
That's what he'll be like.
Angie
What?
dreams way too small.
And
Because
she'd
the
be
stuff
like, I
she's
just wanna be
dreaming, she's already
regular.
surpassing.
Yeah, it'd be something real small like that.
Like
And
you
I'd be
dreaming about something you passed. Like, get that. You need to be
Really?
looking
Angel, you
down
can't
the
be
line.
on me and Tab team if you ain't gonna be dreaming
Right,
big.
right. No. But I got that big league energy now. So
Come on.
no, I will be a mogul. That is what I'm.
Let's go, Angel.
Not just my on-screen stuff. Like that's happening now. That'll continue to happen. It'll keep getting bigger. But I'll have my hand in a lot of businesses that aren't anything about what I'm doing
That's
on
right.
camera. That will be very successful. So that if I ever decide, you know what, I'm done with the camera. Money is still
Coming in.
Yeah, coming in. But yeah, like reinventing the way to do a talk show, wanting to do that, wanting to be able to like invest in other women entrepreneurs, being able to kind of like get their engine going. I want to be able to be an outlet, like almost like a venture capitalist in that, but like specifically for women. And what else? And I want a big old house. Like we get ready to
That's
move.
minute. That's so small.
But no,
That's what
even
dream,
that. But even that, like we be looking at houses, and I look at what we can afford currently, and I have to. The other day, remember, I said, you know what? Let me actually find out what I actually want.
Mm-hmm.
Not what makes sense right now. Let me see what I want, so that when the Lord presents it, I can be like, oh yeah, that's what I had said.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
last year what we could have gotten looks nothing like what we can get now.
And ain't that crazy how that quickly that can
Like,
happen?
Yeah.
It's like, wait, we in what?
Yeah.
Like, we in this
Tab, it ain't. Let her finish.
I ain't even say nothing. I'm just touching and agreeing.
Yes.
But that's the same. We
That's
the
all right,
same
Strings.
boat.
We gonna have the last word.
That's all right,
Yeah,
Street.
yeah.
Come
strong.
No, that's it. I'm gonna be a mogul. Like when you
She
look
said
at
it.
Angel.
She said strong in the
Listen, I
Yes.
said what
Say
I
it
said.
again,
I'm
Angel.
gonna be a mogul.
I am a mogul.
Come on, Tab! Press the
I
tab!
am.
I am.
I am a mogul.
I am!
Say it 3 times.
I
Father, Son, and
own
Holy
this
Ghost.
building, Kev.
Yes, he owns the
You own
building.
this building.
Come on in here! Don't knock on my door talking about some ducks. You ain't clear with my eyes.
I didn't tell you guys to start. Okay.
Where's the bread? 'Cause
I
this
just
is
dropped
communion.
my listen. I just dropped my merch line. That's gonna be something bigger than whatever. So
on.
yeah,
Yeah.
I am mine. I am enough.
Yeah!
Oh, that's
And
And
right.
there is quite literally no more powerful words than simply saying I am.
That's
Yeah.
right. I am.
God said I am that I am.
That I am.
Yes,
Hello?
I am that I am.
I
You
am
know
that I
who you
am.
have to be to simply be the I am.
That's right.
Man, that's the period on
That's
that.
right.
Period.
Right.
Period.
Period.
Yeah.
Where you at, baby?
Take the L. Period. I will be eating, but that rice though.
Boy.
So
This was
it's
actually really
crazy.
good.
That was great.
Vegan food. Y'all
Yeah,
first
it was.
vegan
It was
mukbang.
Oh,
Yep, it's
I
our
was the
first.
first vegan
Look
mukbang.
at
I'm like,
that.
no, I was vegan for a minute.
For a month.
That's your business.
Look,
She said that's your business.
That's
You
your
did it.
business.
that was a difficult month. It was almost raw vegan. Anyway, so it's crazy when I hear like the other dreamers like Kev talking about everybody. Every time I hear people talk like that, I'm just like, absolutely, that's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, I'm gonna do whatever I can to help make that happen. And that's one of the things. Before I get to mine with Angel, she like for years now, it's just been like she always doubts. She's noticed that she doubts herself. It's just like, oh, I don't know if I can do that. I'm like, Angel, you should do this. and people, and we actually said, I don't know whether I think it was our podcast, like, I literally saw God tell somebody to tell you what you need to be doing. Like they said that in church. This woman don't even really know you like it. And she said, this is what you're gonna, God told me to tell you this. And I'm like, he told you and I told you. Who else would he say? So it's just like, yeah, that's one thing I've always noticed about angels. It's like, no, your dreams, the dreams that you have, what you're doing can already swallow those. You need to go into the ocean. You're a big fish. You need to swim out there in salt lakes.
You better affirm.
But no, so where I see it going is kind of like what Tab said, is far beyond my imagination of anything I can think of now. I thought that for the past couple of years, anytime I was like, okay, where are we going? I'm not sure. However, I'm not going to be fearful about taking any steps toward that. Me figuring out what it is that I truly want to do, I'm still kind of dabbling in that, trying to figure that out. However, whatever that is and whatever that's going to be, and I'm moving towards some things right now, I know they are going to grow far beyond any of the expectations that I can set forth right now.
Yep.
And I definitely see that, like, as far as like what me and Angel are building together, what we're building separately from each other, household names, any other thing in front of camera that she may be doing or I may end up doing, or even behind the scenes that nobody knows. I always find that most of the wealth comes to people that nobody knows. It's like that family that invented the blender. Those descendants are still out here somewhere. And you know, all the wealthy people.
Right.
Like, wait a minute, who got that cash?
Somebody that had cut their hand one too big.
But so that's one of those things where I see it going, and especially like discovering the big leap and stuff. I'm like, that just validates everything that I've been thinking. I just haven't been able to word it. But it's truly like, I know this is coming. Like, God, I'm uncomfortable now. He's made me uncomfortable in the spot that I'm in. I'm just like, okay, I see what you're doing. But I don't want him to kick me out of my spot. I want him to be able to walk out of my spot. You know, because in the past, it's just like, oh, you ain't moving that.
Right.
You know, he's pushing me out, and I would be like, no, I got it.
I trust you.
I'm going up to the next step. I'm climbing myself. I don't need to put your foot in me again. Because it's always a blessing. It's like, oh yeah, you're right. You kicked me up.
Right.
But so now it's just like that's what I'm pushing for. So exactly what that is, I really can't say, but I know it's like, I could say it right now, but I would be looking down on what I said in a couple of years from now.
Come on.
Yeah, I like that. Ooh,
Well,
what is good, y'all? Look at this mukbang treat y'all got. Okay, so y'all know what to do. If you ain't subscribed here, I'm not sure what's going on in your life. Go ahead, subscribe. Obviously, you subscribe to Tabitha Brown on everything. You can watch our Married at First Sight review on Mrs. Kev on Stage. You can get the I Am Enough merch on Life's Journey clothing. Go ahead and do that. And until next time, y'all be blessed.
Bye.
Hey.
That chick angel. That chick angel. That chick angel. A boss, a wife, a boy, mommy. Yo, she's comedy. Come get your life.